Hello and welcome to the Brummies guide to Tucson. Hello and welcome to today's episode of Brummies guide. Today we are in the beautiful city of Tucson. As you can see, I am sat in front of the rapids. The city was founded in 2006 and these rapids were donated by Mel Gibson in 1942. They are beloved by everyone in the city, and every Sunday the whole city comes down to swim and do rapid things in the rapids. We will now be moving on to somewhere else. I will see you shortly in one moment. Hello. A short distance from the rapids in Tucson, we are stood here in front of the famous Sydney Music and Opera House. As you can see, it is not as impressive as it looks in all the pictures that you see at the Sydney Music and Opera House. We're not sure what quite happened, but it is still a beautiful building for you to come and visit. At the moment, they are holding the auditions for the American of the Idol. It is hosted by Ryan Seacrest, and we have one of the judges here at the moment waiting to audition the people. We have the famous Randy Jackson, who is just over there. Randy is refusing to talk to us as he is very busy, so we will let him be as much as possible. As you can see, American of the Idol is not very popular in Tucson, as not many people have turned out for this audition. So, come down, audition for American of the Idol. I have a feeling that you might get put through. A short distance from the opera and music hall, we arrive at the first crash landing of the first UFO to hit the United States. This is famously documented in the UFO Museum in Roswell. I'm not 100% sure why it is documented in a museum in Roswell and why the famous city of Tucson didn't want to document it themselves. I personally think that they are trying to hide something, but the landing and the alien spaceship is still here for everyone to see. This is a short distance from the Sydney Opera and Music Hall in the centre of Tucson, right by where the rapids are. We are now standing at the site of the original building here in downtown Tucson. As you can see, the building is no longer here, but the framework still is. It was donated by Justin Bieber in 1946, and it is where you will find him every Wednesday stood underneath busking with his accordion, which he is known and famous for. I recommend that you come down and visit these, as there is a beautiful park for you to sit in and look at after. The next place for you to come down and visit in downtown Tucson is the Eiffel Tower. It was brought here by Tom Cruise in 1920 and still stands in this location. It is also in front of the Griffith Park Observatory, where you use these items to look up to the twinkly stars. As there are two attractions in one place, this is definitely a worth visit. Another place for you to come and visit while you are in downtown Tucson is the historical site of the world's first ever shower to be built. It stands here just outside the courthouse and is still running today. This is where all the locals come every fourth Thursday of each month to come and take their shower and bathe in the wonderful pool. As you can see, there are some children trying to outlaw and go and bathe now, but the police are stood just behind us and they will come and arrest them anytime shortly. Remember, you can only bathe here on the fourth Thursday of every month. You will also find opposite the shower in downtown Tucson, Tucson's tribute to the milk dud. The statue stands here inside this beautiful park, and again is a worthwhile visit for you to come and see. We are now stood outside the home of Mel Gibson. This is where he comes and resides when he is visiting Tucson. We have to be very quiet though, because he is actually at home and is asleep. But as you can see, here to your right is the barbecue pit. This is where he cooks his steaks. This, then a bit further on to the right, is where he eats his steaks after he has cooked them on his barbecue pit. And then round to your left is Mel Gibson's fire, where he keeps himself warm. We will see if we can go inside without disturbing him and take some more footage for you of Mel Gibson's house here in Tucson. We was not able to get inside the house, but we have been able to get access to the back garden, where you will find his whirlpool and jacuzzi. It is empty at the moment, but as you can see, this is the jacuzzi of Mel Gibson in downtown Tucson. We are now here outside Mel Gibson's house in downtown Tucson with one of the locals. We have asked whether we can do an interview and they have said yes, so hello and welcome.
Yes.
So, you are a local to Tucson. Can you recommend anything for people coming to visit your city to come and do?
Yes.
And can you recommend anything of an evening for them to visit while they are here in downtown Tucson?
Yes.
And can you recommend any local bars or restaurants or pizzerias for them to come if they are peckish and they need something to eat?
Yes.
While we are here outside Mel Gibson's house, are you a big fan of Mel Gibson?
Yes.
And have you ever met Mel Gibson himself?
No.
Thank you. We will now be moving on to our next location. As you can see, that was very informative and I think we have learnt a lot. For our final part of this tour of downtown Tucson, we are now in the city park and we are stood inside the grandstand, which was donated by Phil Collins and is where you can find him every Sunday performing hits, and once a month with his band Genesis, where they will be performing such hits as Jesus He Knows Me, which is a personal favourite of mine. As you can see from our tour today of going around this beautiful city, I believe that Tucson should be on your list of places for you to come and visit, and it is very beautiful and has many things for you to see. Next week is no good for me though, as the Jonas Brothers are in town. We will see you soon.